Greetings, students. Welcome to this video lecture series on computer applications, Chapter 1 Internet Basics, Part 2 of the series for Class 10th. In the previous lectures, we studied about the history of Internet, working of Internet, uses of Internet, some of the ways to connect to the Internet. In this Part 2 of the video lecture, we will be covering World Wide Web, web pages, web browsers, web clients, web servers, web address, URLs, domain names, etc. Then we will look at emails, blogs, news groups. Finally, we will finish off by looking at some of the protocols of the internet, HTML, remote login and file transfer protocol. Okay, before we start, the book that I have followed, the references that I have given from the book is the Arihant All-in-One Computer Applications. It is a to the point book and will help you greatly with your board examinations. It is not much in detail, but it is to the point. So, World Wide Web was introduced in March the 13th, 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee. It is a system of internet servers that support the hypertext and multimedia to access several internet protocols on a single interface. So basically, the World Wide Web is the today's popular form of the internet that we see, abbreviated as www or W3. It is a way of exchanging information between computers on the internet today. Also, it is only a portion of what makes the internet. Internet is like a vast ocean of information, and we surf today only say 5 to 6% of the total internet. The rest of the internet is uh, what is known as a deep web or the dark web, and it lies beyond the scope of this discussion. So the web lets people, organization, companies publish information for others to see. www attributes. So these are some of the characteristics of the World Wide Web. It is user friendly, works smoothly with most of the web browsers, whether it is Chrome, Internet Explorer, whether it even works on various platforms. So whether it is Windows or Unix, Linux, the web www works the same in most of the cases. Multimedia document. World Wide Web allows users to create and display web pages that contain various graphics, audio, video, animation, and text. You must have seen any of your favorite website is going to have every one of these components to make it more attractive. Then comes the interactive part. You see this slide right now. It can be taken as a static web page where if you click on anything, nothing is going to happen. Uh, However, the interactivity means if I click on, say, a word, this word interactive, so it might take me to some other page. So I can interact with this web page. That's what makes it more interactive than the frames. Allows more than one independent section on a single web page. So it can have, say, this 1 to 4 is a separate section and can have another section. But there were times when one web page had only, say, the attributes part or the other, not two different independent parts. So that is what, if I have, say, independent section saying what are the www attributes. From here, I can ask you to fill a form about your opinions. So these are two totally independent sections on the same single web page. So we came across the words hyperlinks and hypertext. So as I mentioned, if you click on the word interactivity, and in turn, if you are redirected to some other web page, so that is what makes this simple text a hypertext. By clicking on interactivity, you are actually clicking on a link that is known as the hyperlink, which is taking you to another page. So hypertext is a text that takes you to another page by virtue of a dynamic link that is embedded in it, which is actually taking you to the another page. Then comes the web page, websites, and web browser. A web page comprises of information in form of image, text, audio, video, animation, hyperlinks, etc. As you are already witnessing in this particular slide, you can see it as a text web page, but it is static, not dynamic. So this is a we can take this as an example of static web page. If you add some of the audio video in this, then you might have a web page having other components, the multimedia component. So a website is a group of web pages connected to each other via hyperlinks that are related to certain theme under the same domain name. For example, take a school website or a college website or a sports website or maybe a government website for that matter. So you open a school website, so you will see everything related to school over there. Say the home page will show you the sc- the home page will show you the ground or maybe the sports facility in that school or college, or maybe show you the number of students that have passed out from that particular college or school, and how you can maybe apply online for online admissions. So all the web pages will be related to the school. So that is a website of the school, and all the web pages are related to the school. So website is a group of web pages connected to each other, and they're related via a certain theme under the same domain name. So the name of the website will be same for all the web pages. Home page, on the other hand, is just like a gate of a front gate of a building. Whenever you visit a building, you first see its gate, so you have some idea about the building that lies behind that gate. For example, you see a temple gate, so you understand, okay, that's a temple, and you might not want to enter it, you might want to enter it, or maybe if that is a church, you might want to go in, might not want to go in by the look of just by the look of the gate. So a homepage is basically a the first impression about a website, that whether you would like to enter this website. So it helps viewers to find out what they can find out in the website. If this is a pizza ordering website, so you will see the images of various new pizzas or various menus or whatever the sale offer is there, buy one get one free offers. So you understand, I've come to the right website, I want to eat pizza, so this is correct. It helps in publicity of an individual or community. So that way you can see if it is a school website, so they will show a lot of, a lot of their accomplishments, a result of their class 10th or class 12th students, how hard their teachers are working, how well qualified their teachers are. So that is a publicity of a community. It also makes visitor more comfortable with the website. So you are comfortable with the website if you like the home page. So you see the home page. If the home page is about, say, if you want to have a pizza and the home page is about, say, vegetables, so you might not like buying vegetables instead of pizza, so you're not comfortable with that website. So you go to another website where you can see pizzas. So you compare two different pizza websites, whichever is more having a better looking pizza, so it will make you more comfortable, and that particular website will take the order from you. Let us take this example of this website, which is the website of Rainbow Public School Samiti.org.in. So in this website, we were talking about the home page. So this website shows you about the school. What this website is about is a particular school. So homepage will give you an idea okay, what this school is about, where it is located, about the infrastructure, about the location, where you can see the infrastructure, the buildings, and this will give you a rough idea about how big the school is. That's what the website wants you to convey. So further in description, you will see what this website is located in, uh, where the school is located in, like the hilly area. So located in Srinagar, Garhwal, Uttaranchal. That way you will understand. Uh, then there are these web pages in the website, as I mentioned, like message from the management. You click on this, they will direct it to a new web page. Now this is a static web page. There is not much to interact here. But let us take example if you want to see, say, academic fee structure. So you are redirected to a place where you can download the fee structure, or maybe you want to see the syllabus of secondary and senior secondary. So these are the links. Click on this and you will be able to download a file. Here you are being redirected to the PDF page. So you see this Rainbow Public School Samiti.org.in slash uploads slash gallery slash media. So this is the hierarchical pathway of where the file is stored in this website. It is stored in gallery slash media slash class and then whatever. So this is the example. Going back to the website, so we were able to interact with that particular web page. Now, if we click on the say laboratory, we are able to see what all facilities are here in the school. These are the images, the multimedia website. And next we can also interact with the web page by the means of, say, if this is a form for the online admission. So we can click on the class and we see a drop down menu. We click on the five sections, suppose the first name, whatever, QWERTY, whatever. Date of birth, you can say write the date of birth and everything. So you are able to interact. Finally, you can click on submit after filling this form. So this is one way of saying this is dynamic web page where you are actually interacting with the web page. So that way we can understand about what a dynamic web page looks like. So coming to the web address or the uniform resource locator, so we have seen by the example of previous slide what a website looks like. So in the previous case, we saw the case of Rainbow Public Schools Samiti .org.in, and it identifies the location of specific web page on the internet. So that is essentially the address of the website. So as we saw in the previous case that the website generally has three parts. So the first part is the name of protocol used to access the file resource. In this case, it was the HTTPS, that stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and a secured version of it. Then comes the domain name. So domain name is essentially the name of the website, as we shall see in the next slide. And then we saw the example where we opened the syllabus content of a particular class. We were able to see that I showed you that in front of Rainbow Public Schools Samiti.org.in it showed slash media slash class 9 syllabus. So that was a path name. That was the path name with the hierarchical description that specifies the location of that particular file, the syllabus of that particular class, and where it was stored in the computer named Rainbow Public School Samiti.org.in. So absolute the URL are of two types. Absolute URL specifies the exact location of the file or the directory on the internet. So absolute URL identifies that each URL is unique, and hence two identical URL will point to the same file. As I showed in the previous example, that slash admission would come somewhere over here. Slash admission, online admission would come here. This path would be actually the server would be Rainbow Public School Samiti.org.in. The first slash would be the online admission. The second slash would be the resource. For example, it was if it was in the case of fees structure download, Indian Public Schools samiti.org.in/fee structure slash file number one. If there are multiple files in that, different fee structures of previous years. So slash one would be the mm, fee structure of previous year, on slash two would be 2 years prior, slash three would be in 2017 or maybe like that. So you get the idea. In case of relative URL, this thing is not there. Rainbow Public School Samiti will not be there. It is omitted, and because it is understood in this case that we are browsing the home page of we are browsing the website of a particular web page. We are browsing a particular website, so in that case we do not need to repeat the, say, google.com. We do not need to repeat. We will just highlight slash path slash resource. So it locates a resource using an absolute URL. So it is taking implicitly the absolute URL. So it is not mentioning the absolute URL. It will just mention the path and resource slash path slash resource. In this way, the URL is very short. It becomes short. So since it will not show you the google.com, it will only show you slash something. It typically consists of a path and optionally the resource. So only the path and the resource, but not the server. Not the server. Only path and resource. The web browser. So web browsers are software applications that are used to locate, retrieve, display some content on World Wide Web, including web pages. These are programs used to explore the internet. It's an interface that helps a user to gain access all over the content on the internet. So we all are familiar with some of the most popular internet web browsers like Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, etc. And it is basically, as the point two says, it's used to explore the whole internet. So you see a lot of websites in that. Whatever you want to gain access, you want to apply for certain colleges, you want to apply for certain jobs, so you go to that particular website and apply it. They are basically of two types. So web browsers are text-based web browsers and graphical web browsers. So an example of text-based browser is Links. So this is just for sake of covering the syllabus. Nobody actually, I don't think anybody actually uses Links, but the most popular is the Chrome. Comes the web client and web server. So the web client basically describes a special program designed as a user interface through which message is sent to the web browser. So user interface is basically you interact to the web via a user interface. So next line will make it more clear that web clients usually operate within a web browser window. So in web browser window, you have a user interface where you enter the address of the website and then you click on go button, or maybe you press enter. So user is interacting with the web browser to access a website. So it consists of two parts, a dynamic web page, as I just showed you in the previous slide, what a dynamic web page is, and a web browser, as I mentioned in previous slides. Web browser, you will use that particular web browser to access your website. So web server, this is all about the web client, and web server is a computer program that serves the requested HTML page or the file from web client. Now you have entered the website name on the web browser and now you have pressed enter. Say you have accessed google.com. So as soon as you press enter, what happens is you have sent a request to see the google.com to the web server of Google. So the request of google.com will go to the web server of the Google, and it is a computer program that serves the requested HTML page or the file from the web client. Now this web server will serve your request by showing you the web page, the home page of the requested home page of the client. So this web server you see, web servers are meant to take in requests not only from you, but from say the whole country, depending on how popular the website is. Google is a very popular and it takes the request from all over the world. So the web server in that order needs to be a very robust and high performance computer. And you know the servers of Google can be like a 10-story building or maybe multi-story building where all the stories are filled with nothing but high performance computers or the CPUs to store the various information that has the website stored on it. So this website is stored, even Facebook will have a very big server. So website is even that single page you see in the Facebook, it is stored in multiple mm, servers and distributed across the globe. The examples of web server are as follows. The very popular web server is Apache HTTP server. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Server, developed by Apache Software Foundation. It is the most popular web hosting server in the world. This software can be installed on multiple platforms including Windows, Unix, Linux, etc. This platform stands for the operating systems, like the ones most popularly used is the Windows, Microsoft Windows. Similarly, Unix and Linux are some command-based operating systems, and Apple Macintosh is one another operating system. At present, 60% of server machines run on Apache web server. That's how popular this Apache HTTP is. And just for the sake of covering the syllabus, you should know the other servers that are there for the sake of remembering the names of various servers. So Internet Information Server (IIS) is a Microsoft web server and is easily administrable by the Windows since it is a product of Microsoft. So it will be more easily administrable on the Windows platform. Then comes the Light PD. It is a free web hosting server distributed under the Berkeley Software Distribution License. So it is considered fast, reliable, secure, compatible with most of the operating system. Then comes the Sun Java System Web Server, developed by Sun Microsystems, supports Unix, Linux, Windows. Then is the Jigsaw Server. It is an open source free hosting from W3C. So W3 is World Wide Web Consortium, and this particular organization is involved in developing various standards for Internet and World Wide Web. So this particular server is written in Java programming language, supports PHP, personal homepage programming language, and CGI scripts for development of web pages. Next comes the domain name. So as the previously mentioned that domain name stands for the name of the website. Internet users access your website using the domain name. It is a way of identifying and locating computers connected to the internet. It must be unique because they cannot be too. You cannot today if you go to the internet and try to create your own google.com, that is not possible because google.com already exists. So it needs to be unique. Then there are some of the domain attributes like .com, .info, .edu, .org. So .info stands for informational organization, .com stands for commercial organization, .gov stands for government, .edu stands for educational, .org usually stands for non-for-profit organization, as in the case of the school website Rainbow Public School samiti.org.in. So after org.in is it is non-for-profit organization .in India. So or maybe if a website is in Australia, so .au, depending on the geographical location. So students, we will stop here for the time and we will continue with the part 3 in the next video lecture where we will cover the protocols, internet protocols and the remaining content. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Uttarakhand.